Before this video starts, guys, I just want to let you know that I've put together a little starter pack, I guess you could say. In this starter pack, there is going to be lots of things, and one of the biggest things that I think you're going to be interested in is this README file. In this README file, you will see all the different development pages where you can get parts. You can see all of the different programs, and you can also see the non-ELS Carcols cheat sheet. Now, this is going to come in extremely handy for you guys. So, also in these files is development stuff. I have linked the download to the Dodge Charger that I used in this, and I've also linked the download to the visors that I used in this right here. As well as that, I've also given you a 5M resource template. There is nothing in here at the moment because in the video, I've recorded this after the video and you will see what happens with it. Where do I start, guys? Yeah, it's been 2 months. I'm aware. I've been getting your guys' messages, your guys' comments. Where's part 2? Where's part 2? I'm sorry, here it is. Now, you'll see things are very different on my monitor here. One big thing is that it's actually clean. Why is that, I hear you asking? Now, I know you probably don't care, but my whole entire system, drive, whatever you want to call it, just completely corrupted. I lost everything. I managed to back up a couple files here and there onto my drive, but other than that, everything's gone, including the progress from last episode. Now, I still haven't caught up to that, as you can see here. I've got this far, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick speed run of how long it usually takes to do what I did in a speed run for me. So once we get there, I will start the video properly, intro it, and we will go from there. Okay, so there we go, I'm caught up. Now, if you remember from last episode, I said that we will put this in game with a nice custom pattern, and that is what we are going to do. And then next episode, we are going to go through how to add other lights, such as the grille. And then the episode after that, we'll do side lights and rear lights and whatnot. If you guys want to see anything else in this series, put it in the comments below, or DM me on Discord, it's on screen right now. I will get to all of your guys' requests as soon as I can. But just remember, these videos do take a long time to make, so there's a lot that goes to this, making patterns in non-ELS, and there's this thing called a sequencer. Now, the sequencer is a 32-bit binary number, 32-bit binary number converted to a decimal. That's how GTA registers it, and then it converts it back to a binary and reads it. That is basically like GTA's way of encrypting the pattern in a way. So I want to make this light pattern do this, what is on the screen right now. So in order to achieve this, we're going to need to break it up a little bit. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to detach the lights from each other into a certain amount of lights. If you know what I mean by that, I will show you and you'll get what I mean by that. So what we want to do is we're going to go into polygon mode here, it's up here, and we also want to have select and quad R on. And then finally want to go to modify. Under submesh here, you should see detaches polygon. It's the fourth one along. If you click that and click on one side, let's see how many you have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12. We could split this up into, I don't know, 2 groups of 6 or 3 groups. Sorry, 4 groups of 3. So, yeah, let's do 4 groups of 3. So what I would do is I would go into polygon mode and click it again. I would select it by holding right click and dragging over it like that. If you select the wrong one, say that one by accident, you can deselect it by holding control and then going back over it. Once you've got the 3 polygons, 3 dots selected, click anywhere in the window and you'll see it detaches them. It's its own little element here. Now, you want to do this for every 3, so do 3, then do the other 3, and just do it until you get all the way to the end here. So I'm going to fast forward this and I will see you guys when you've done it.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time.
Okay guys, so if you have done it correctly, you should be able to hover over them and only 3 of them turn blue at a time. If you've done that and it does that, you've done it correctly. You should also be left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ELS ones down here. Now we're going to change these into sirens. They're called sirens. Now each siren has a corona. Now if you've been doing GTA modding for a while, you should know that a corona is basically a ball of light. It is where the environmental lighting comes from. It is where the majority of the actual lighting comes from for it to be bright. So we're going to make these flash left and right, and then left, right, left, right. So I want it to do like a scan along or a flood or a sweep, I don't care what it's called. And I want it to flash left, right, left, right. So we're going to rename these accordingly. So we want it to be in line like that. So this would be, so we have in GTA we have a limit of 20 sirens or 20 coronas. Now you want to keep that in mind, because when you make a vehicle with a lot of lights and you want it to have correct environmental lighting, you're going to want to make sure that you really do keep your coronas as low as possible, or your sirens as low as possible. Otherwise you're going to find that you're not going to be able to add many lights to it, or you're going to have some siren compromises, such as attaching a rear light to a front light. So that's some of the things you want to avoid while doing this. So we want to name these, so siren 1, siren 2, siren 3, siren 4, up and up and up accordingly. So this one will be siren 1, this one will be siren 2, this one will be siren 3. So for example, siren 1, if I name that to siren 1, you can rename things by double clicking it like that. Siren 1 is the one on the far right red, as you can see here. As you can see there. Now the next one would be siren 2, because it's the next one in line. So I'd rename that to siren 2. The next one would be siren 3, because it's the next one in line. So on and so forth. I think you get it, so I'm going to speed it up. As you can see, this one is now siren 4, because that one's the next in line. So I'm going to speed it up from here, and you guys should get the gist of it by now. If you don't, just rewatch it. Okay, so if you've done it right, you should have 8 sirens. Siren 1, siren 2, siren 3, siren 4, siren 5, siren 6, siren 7, and siren 8. Now, if you want to make sure you've done it right extra, you can hover over them and make sure that it goes in a line of siren 1 to 8, like that. You see they're all named correctly. 7, 8. Perfect. So once you have done that, you want to select just the light or just the sirens. You want to make sure everything's unticked but the sirens, like that. Then you want to go to display, click on reset to pivot helper anywhere in the window. Gotta wait for autosave. Go to reset to parent, click anywhere in the window, and then click on this one here called center to local axes, click anywhere in the window again. If it's done correctly, you should have 8 lines. These are called axes, like that. Once you have done that, you want to create a copy of these axes. So you want you want to create a copy of these sirens. How you do that is you select it again, go to quad R, select it, go to create, click on copy here, and then click copy by clicking anywhere in the window. Now you should see you'd get a duplicate in your hierarchy here of all of them. Now you want to click on all of the ones that were just copied by holding control and clicking on all of them, or by holding shift on the top one and clicking the bottom one like that. Then you want to right click, click convert to, and dummy. Now if you've done it correctly, you should get these big blue boxes. Once you've done that, you want to move the corresponding ones into the dummies. For example, siren 1, I'll drag that into the siren 1 dummy. To make sure I've done it right, I would untick the what is called a parent, because the parent's in front of the child, like that. I would untick the parent, and if the box disappears, then I've done it right. So you want to keep doing that. So siren 2 would go into siren 2, Siren 3 would go into Siren 3, Siren 4 would go into Siren 4, so on and so forth. I'm gonna match them up. Okay guys, so once you have done all of that, what you want to do is you want to hide all of the children, as it's called in the hierarchy, or all of the lights. So you just want to click off all of these, and if it's done correctly, you should only see the blue boxes, and these should all be unticked except from what they call the parent dummy. So what we want to do now is we want to go to select and quad R, and we want to select all of these big boxes. If you've done it correctly, they should turn blue, but they should turn pink, sorry. And once you've done that, you want to go to your move tool, and you want to open a little pop down window here for options, and you want to make sure that affect children is disabled and move axis only is disabled. Once you've done that, you want to go into your top view here. You can change views by clicking this little window here in the top left. Top. Make sure you only have your Y axis selected up here. And then you want to enable your visor to see the mesh or the actual housing of the visor. And you want to move it back just so slightly, just like that. And then you can deselect it by pressing Shift E. Now the reason we're doing that is because what ELS does, non-ELS does, is it uses scaled lights, and it uses a scale factor to scale them back up and scale them back down, essentially making a flash pattern in a way, or making it flash. So once you have done that, and what you want to do is you want to click on all of your children dummies here and select them all in the hierarchy like that. Now, if you've done it right, you should see in your top view, you have two sets of axes. That's how you know you've done it right. If you've done it wrong, then that means you haven't turned off your move axis only or your affect children. Both need to be off. Now, once you've done that, you want to deselect all the parent dummies by hiding all of them like that. And then once you've done that, you want to select the mesh with using quad R, so select and quad R. Once you've selected the mesh, it should be all red. Go to display, reset to parent, and click enter in the window. If you've done it right, you should see that these axes, they move backwards like that. Now, for this next part, you need to make sure pivot is off. You can turn pivot off by going down here. If the red box is on, that means pivot's on. If the red box is off, it means pivot's off. Now, what you want to do once pivot is off is you want to go up to properties, making sure that your lights are still red and selected. So, go down to transformation, click on scale, and you should see X, Y, and Z. Now, the scale factor is heavily disputed upon the modeling community. Some people use 0.5, some people use 0.1. For the sake of the tutorial, and to make it easier on you guys, we're going to be using 0.1. So you want to change the X, Y, and Z value to 0.1. There we go. If you've done it correctly, you should see that all of them space out, and they all scale down to their correct to their scale factor, and they all scale down with their axes. Now, if they look like that, you've done it correct. One thing you want to check when you do it is you want to click on your visor, and you want to make sure that them lights you just scaled down aren't showing at all. If they show, they'll show in game and be really bright and look broken. So make sure they're not showing. In our case, they're not showing. Great. And you can also see they're not showing because they're in the middle of the mesh on the top view. So once you've done that, you want to do something called LODing. Now, all LODing is just compounding the the mesh and making it so you can see it. If you don't LOD it, it won't load in. Now, you can LOD up to L4, as you can see here. It just means level of detail. So if you LOD to L2, you would see it from the level of detail number 2 from a certain distance away. Now, I don't like to do that. I like to just use L0 and use the GTA meters to LOD for me. It saves a lot of time and it is much easier. The only downside to it is if you have a bad computer, and I mean really bad, it might give you some performance loss, but it's very uncommon. Now, to LOD, you want to select Siren 1, the parent dummy, like that. These are the parent dummies, by the way, guys. And the children are the ones inside the parents, like that. So you want to click on Siren 1. You want to go up here and click Structure. You want to make sure that L0 or nothing is selected up here. Once nothing's selected, you want to click Convert to Compound. You want to click this little lock symbol here. And then you want to click L0. Once you've done that, you want to drag the child Siren 1 into this box underneath default. Make sure you don't drag it on top of default or your ZModeler 3 will crash and it just won't work. Next thing you want to do is you want to click on L0, you want to unlock it, and then that's that LOD done. If you've done it right, it should just be bold and there should be nothing in it. Now you want to do the same thing for all of these sirens, so you want to convert to compound, you want to lock it, click L0, drag it in, and then you want to click L0 again, unlock it, and then that's that one done. Click convert to compound, lock it, click L0, drag it in, click L0 again, unlock it, and that's that one done. So you want to just do that so on and so forth, all the way until you get down to Siren 8 and it's done. As you can see, I'm absolutely speeding through it right now. It's just one of them things where if you get used to it, you can do it much quicker. Now, once you have done it and all of them are bold, you want to just save your ZModeler to make sure that you don't lose any further progress. Now, what you want to do is now we want to sort the mesh out. Now, there's no special trick like we just done with the non-ELS lights just there, the sirens. All you want to do is you just want to go to modify and attach, and you just want to attach all of these together like that. If you've done it right, you should be left with just this lot, just this one here that is under both of them. Now we're going to make them an extra, so you know you can turn them on and off in the menus. I'm sure a lot of people would want to know how to do that, so I'm going to show you. So we're going to name this extra_1. Once you've done that, you want to go to display, center local axes, and you want to click on it to center the axis. Then you want to go to create, copy, and click on it, and you should get a copy of extra1 down here. Once you've done that, you just want to right click it, click convert to, and dummy. Then you want to just drag extra1 into the extra1 dummy like that, and then you want to LOD it. Now LOD in with LOD in mesh is just the exact same as LOD in the lights. So you just click, make sure nothing is selected up here, click on structure, click convert to compound, lock it, click L0 and drag it in, and that's it. Now you want to just drag all of these sirens inside the extra1. You can do that by by clicking Siren 8 or Siren 1 and then shift clicking the top one or the bottom one, and it should select all of them, drag them in, and there you go. Now one thing we need to do is we need to make what is called a collision. The reason we're doing this is because if we don't make a collision, when you turn off the extra, the lights will still show but really small, and you don't want that. So to make a collision, you want to go to this box tool right up here, and what you want to do is you want to just click on the top left of this one here and drag it all the way to the bottom right of that one, and then double click and click OK. Now if you zoom out of this, you'll see that a big box has appeared. What you want to do is you want to go to modify, and you just want to move this box down like that. Once you've done that, you want to go to vertex up here, click that box, go to select, quad R, and select the two top vertices here, move it down to fit in that box. Great. So now we can go back to object mode right here, and we can rename this box here to extra_1 space square brackets capitals COL. That stands for collision. Once you've done that, you want to just make sure nothing is selected up here, click COL, and then click convert to compound. Once you've done that, you can just drag that into the extra1. Great. So now you have officially done, you know, what you need to do inside of a ZModeler. Now you just want to drag it inside of here under chassis, just above dials like that. Now, whatever you want your spawn name of the vehicle to be, it has to be replaced here. So we're going to change police 2 to just 18 charger for now, because that's what I want my spawn name to be, 18 charger. Now, what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to open up a notepad, and in this notepad we're going to make our siren sequence. So we have 8 sirens, so I'm going to make 8 sirens here. Make sure all of these lines are lined up so you don't get any type of miscalculation, because you'll see what I mean. So to make a siren, 1 equals on and 0 equals off. Pretty self-explanatory. So say if I wanted the red end one to flash with the red end with the blue end one, I'd put them both to 1, and I put everything else to 0 because I don't want them to flash. So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. 1 and 0, that means it'll turn on, off, on, off. Now I want it to be left, right, side, side, if you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do that is I need them all to activate one by one, essentially making a sweeping pattern left to right. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to set the first bit of this sequence to 1 and the rest of them to 0. And then the second bit, I still want Siren 1 to be active, but I want Siren 2 to active, which is the one just to the left of Siren 1. And then the rest of them would be 0. And then the next bit, I want Siren 1 and 2 to be active, but I want Siren 3 to activate too, and the rest of them would be 0. You see what I'm getting at here, guys? It's pretty self-explanatory up to this point. So you just keep going down. And remember, all you need to know for this is 0 equals off and 1 equals on. Okay, so this would just be one full sweep to the left. From red to blue, it will be one full sweep. Now let's say I wanted it to go back. So sweep all the way back to red from blue. What I'd do for that is I would do Siren 8 to be on. So let's say I wanted them all to turn off at this point, so they're not, you know, so they're all on the same level. So they're all off at this point, and then I want it to sweep back to red. So I'd essentially do this pattern here, but in reverse. So I'd start from the bottom, and then put that one on, and then put that one on, and put that one on, and put that one on. You see what I'm trying to say here, guys? Now, of course, you don't have to copy this pattern. You can always do your own pattern, but I'm just doing this one for the sake of the video. Now, on each siren, there can only be 32 ones and zeros, so you want to make sure you keep an eye on that. So let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so now I want them to flash left to right. So 18, 19, 20. So 19, 20, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30. There we go. So I'll just copy these down here. Ooh. All the way to Siren 4, and then Siren 5 is the blue part, so that would flash the other way. Like that. And there we go. That is my 32-bit sequence done. Sirens. Now, what we need to do inside of ZModeler quickly is we need to go to Material Browser right here, and then we need to go all the way here where we find Slim Visor Emissive. What we want to do is we want to drag this, so click and hold and scroll all the way up to the top and put it just by the body shell that we made in the previous episode. There we go. Now that we've done that, because the name up here is 18 Charger, we're going to export to our desktop. We're going to call it 18 Charger. And the export settings, we're going to have it locked, say thumbnail, skeletal, and highest only. Click export. And as you can see, it's exported here. Now we want to name it 18 Charger underscore high. And then we're going to go to export again. And we're going to name it 18 Charger underscore high and export it again. Now we can save it, and we have saved all of our progress. So now we have these siren numbers here, and we need to convert these into a decimal. Now, like I showed you at the beginning of the video, there is a massive good cheat sheet that I've sent you guys, I've given you guys, I've gifted you guys. Make sure you refer to that, because that is going to be extremely helpful. Go on. So you're going to want to go to the website that I guys to convert your binaries to decimals. It will look like this. So you want to copy each one, put it in here, convert, copy the decimal number, and just put it aside here. You're going to do that for each of them, so I'm going to speed this video up, or this bit of the video up, so you can just, well, just this video is already about 25 minutes long, so, you know. And there we go. So we have converted them all to a binary number now, or sorry, a decimal number. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go to the 5M resource template that I provided you with the link in the description. We're going to click on template, and in stream we're going to put the 18 charger and the 18 charger underscore high, like that. We will come to the YTD momentarily. Now we're going to want to do our meters. So we'll start with the vehicles.meta. You want to edit that with Notepad++. And we're going to rename it from name to 18 charger. Now for the handling ID, for the 18 charger, I'd recommend Buffalo 2. And I'd recommend the audio hash here to be Windsor, like that. Now that's the vehicles.meta done. Now we're going to go to the Carcols.Meta. Now this is where the cheat sheet comes in very, very handy. You want to pick a number. I wouldn't recommend anything low, something quite high like a 5-digit number. We're going to choose that number there. And the name of it, it doesn't really matter, but we're just going to do tutorial for the tutorial's sake. Now, in this file that I've provided you, you will see that I have named each siren like that. So, the Siren 1, we're going to grab the Siren 1 decimal, I'm going to copy it, and then under flashiness, make sure you do this under flashiness, you want to go to sequencer, and you want to paste it in, like that. Now we're going to do the same for Siren 2, but we're going to put the Siren 2 sequence in. So where's Siren? Here's Siren 2, sequencer under flashiness, there we go. Siren 3. Put it under the flashiness sequence, and we're going to keep going until we do it all the way down to Siren 8, so I'm going to speed the video up. Okay, so now in the cheat sheet that I provided you, you will see something called a delta value. Now the delta values, basically if you had a light facing backwards and you rotated it by 180 degrees in ZMODELER, you'd need to set the delta value to the 180 degrees value. Now I'm getting all mathematical here, but the 180 degrees value of a circle is actually the pi value. GTA round that down to a certain number, but it's in the cheat sheet that I gave you guys. But we didn't rotate anything, so from Siren 1 to 8, we need the delta value under flashiness. We need it to be 0.00000. So we want to just make sure, go through that all of these are on 0.00000. For Siren 4 and Siren 5 is not. So we're going to go under delta value and we're going to paste that value in. Siren 6, also not 0.000, so I'm going to paste that in. Siren 7 is at 00, and Siren 8 is also at 0. And the final value we need to edit is the color value. Now, if you'd remember, Siren 1 and 4, Siren 1 to 4 was red, and Siren 5 to 8 was blue. Now, in the cheat sheet that I provided, you will see that there are colors right here. So red would be Siren 1 to 4, so we're going to copy this value here. And we're going to go from Sirens 1 to 4. So where's 1? As you can see here, color value, we're going to paste that in. Siren 2, paste that in. Siren 3, paste that in, and Siren 4 is just there, we will paste it in. Now from Siren 5 to 8, it was blue, so we're going to go back to this cheat sheet. I'm going to grab the blue value, and we are going to paste it in. So Siren 5, blue, Siren 6, blue, Siren 7, blue, and Siren 8, blue. Awesome. Now we're going to save that and close it. Actually, really quickly, guys, you want to go back in here and you want to note down what the 5-digit number that you made was. For example, mine was 31457, so we're going to copy that. We go to Carcols.Meta next, or carvariations.meta next, sorry. And under name, we're going to put our model name, which was 18 Charger. And then scroll all the way down to the bottom. And we're going to paste that 5-digit number into Siren settings. We're going to save it. And that's that done. Now, we're just going to do the simple thing of going into OpenIV. Now, inside of OpenIV, we want to throw in the vehicle files. And we also want to go to the vehicle files that we actually downloaded. And we want to put in the YTDs provided. But we want to rename them to 18 Charger and 18 Charger plus I. So we'll throw them in. In here, we're going to add the visors that we used. And we're also going to add the template that we downloaded. Now, for this particular model, there you will see that there is a plus high.ytd. You just want to double click that. You want to make sure there's nothing important in there, because you don't really want to use that, seeing as it is not useful. So once you've done that, you just want to throw the .ytd into your stream file, the other files. And once you've done that, you want to rename the resource to, I don't know, 18 Charger or whatever you want it to be. And you can go and test this now in your 5M server or in single player, whichever is easier for you. So I'll see you guys in game. Now, anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It massively motivates me to carry on doing this stuff. Now, this video took a long time to do, so if you please subscribe and like this video, it would mean the absolute world to me. I'm about to hit 2.3k subscribers, which is absolutely mental, and I just can't believe it. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, guys. If you need any help with this stuff, join my Discord. Also, be sure to use that cheat sheet and the files that I provided you. Anyway guys, I'm McGinley Customs, or just McGinley now actually, as you've seen an update on my YouTube page. I've changed it up quite a bit. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.